Hello, my name is Lisa and I'm speaking from the United Nations University Institute for Water, Environment and Health, and this tutorial is about the resources element. If you don't know the words element and component, please go back to the user guidelines. They're also on the UNU-INWEH webpage. For now, I'll assume that you've read the user guidelines. I'm on the front page and I'm going to the Introduction tab. Then I'm going to the top menu, clicking 4 elements, and an explanation of the resource element appears. Basically, the project team scoured the world for tools that were relevant to the SDG 6 and to the Policy Support System. And what we've done is draw all of those tools together into this system. We can view that if we go to the home page and then pick a component. Let's go to transparency. Now when I click on a component on the home page, I'm immediately taken to the resource page. You can see that because it's always up here in the top left. That gives you a guide of where you are. And the key to the resource element is really this column, the theme or the source, where we've listed the different tools that we've drawn together. For the transparency component, it's the Toolkit for Integrity by the OECD, a capacity assessment methodology by UNDP, and we've also drawn on the Water Integrity Network. So included on this resources page, or element, is first an indication of whether we found any country-level data. So in this case, we haven't found any country-level data that's available online or from an international source, so unfortunately you'll have to make your own. Next, if the original tool showed an indicator number, we've copied it into here. And this column shows you whether we've included this particular indicator into this version of the SDG PSS. Now if you go to this small arrow here and you click Select All and then OK, you will see the indicators that we've included in the SDG PSS, but also those that we haven't. Now this is important because in a later tutorial we'll talk about calibrating the SDG PSS, and you can change your version so that it shows exactly the indicators you want from exactly the tools that you want. And you will also notice that in some cases the themes listed will also change. For example, on this resource page we also included World Bank governance indicators, but we didn't use them in our version of the PSS. Next, the indicator and the actual measure from this particular tool are all listed individually. And then we have a link to each tool. So you should be able to click here and then see the tool or the source for yourself. Again, this resources page is very important just for your interest, for example. Even if you don't use anything else in the SDG PSS, this is a good place to go to see who's made tools and where you can find them. I'm going to say something special about the status component. Now when you click status, it takes you to the resources element again, but the status component is a little different because all of the indicators have been already agreed at international level. And this resource element for the status page merely reflects information that's already available, for example, on the UN Water website. So it lists indicators and sub-indicators that have already been agreed. And then it links you to tools or support that are emerging from the SDG process as a whole. For example, if I click on this link, it will bring me to the web page of the JMP. And if you scroll down, you can see that they've already drafted a tool for calculating safely managed drinking water and sanitation. I can open that up directly for a look. And the idea is that I then use the specific tools for these specific targets and indicators, and then I simply copy the value into the SDG PSS so that it can be seen against all the other components. In this case, there's also considerable additional support. For example, if I click on this link, it will show a description, a discussion of metadata, and how to find it, how to use it, and how to make data. So that's something special about the status component, really a reflection of others' efforts at an international level. I'll leave it there, but if you want any more information, here are our contact details.